Hello everyone, Rahul here. So today we are going to deal with the types of rocks and rock cycle. Now, the Earth's crust is made up of various kinds of rocks. We differ from one another in texture, structure, color, permeability, mode of occurrence, or resistance to denudation or disintegration. So, rocks can be made of only one mineral or can be made of more than one minerals. The Earth's crust is made up of various types of rocks, of which we are going to study today. So, any natural mass of mineral matter makes up Earth's crust. It is called a rock. It may be a one mineral or more than one minerals. It can be of different texture, color, and size. So, the three major types of rocks on the basis of their origin are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. Okay, so let's move ahead. Coming firstly to the igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are formed by the cooling and solidification of magma from beneath the Earth's crust. They are normally crystalline in structure. They do not occur in layers. To point to be noted is they do not occur in layers or they are not stratified, and they also do not contain any fossils because they are directly solidified from the molten magma. So because they are the first one to be formed, and from these other kind of rocks are formed, they are called primary rocks. Okay, igneous word itself means that is heat or boiling. You have heard the word ignite. It also has the same root. Okay, so moving ahead, types of igneous rocks. Igneous rocks can be divided into two types of rocks. First one is extrusive rock and second one is intrusive rocks. Extrusive rocks are also called volcanic rocks because they have volcanic origin. Suppose a volcanic explosion takes place. So the molten lava, that is magma which was inside, when it directly comes in contact with air, it is called lava. When molten lava comes on Earth's surface, it rapidly cools down as it contacts with water or air, depending upon the location of the volcano. It is near sea or it is on the land. It forms extrusive rocks. Extrusive is outside. The name is clear by itself. So they are very fine grained structure because they get very less time to cool off. That is, they immediately cool, because of which they can't crystallize properly into big basic particles or big fundamental particles of these rocks. Okay, so Deccan Plateau is the important example of basaltic rocks. We also call it Deccan Trappan. The other one is intrusive rocks. When there is no volcanic explosion and the molten magma cools inside it only, inside the Earth's crust only, so it takes a long period of time because of internal heat of Earth as well as very less contact with air. Only air which is passing through the very small pockets can contact with this, and so it leads to slow cooling off and hence makes up bigger crystalline forms. So it is coarse grained, as we say. The extrusive ones are fine grained because of fast cooling, and intrusive ones are coarse grained. The intrusive rocks are also called plutonic rocks. You should remember that. Okay. Now, example of the extrusive rock is basalt and intrusive rock is granite. You all know that the granite is used as grinding stone used to prepare paste or powder of spices and grains. Okay. So, the crude example we can take to explain the fine and coarse grained thing is salt versus sugar. Salt, we have very small particles. Okay, so they are fine grade, they are also crystalline, but sugar, we can easily feel the roughness of sugar crystals, so they are coarse grained. Okay, so let's move ahead. this is what I was explaining you. You can see here very big blocks. So they are coarse grained. Example is granite, and fine grained is basalt. Okay, you can't find very very large or coarse structures here. They are very minute. So let's move ahead. Coming to the sedimentary rocks. Now, when the igneous rocks are formed, whether inside the earth or on the earth surface, so it gets acted upon by various agents of disintegration or weathering, like a wind, glaciers, rivers, animals. So it leads to disintegration and decomposition of rocks. So the rock particles or the small stones, they get rolled down, and when they roll down they crack further and hit each other, and has broken down into small fragments. These small fragments, which are carried by these agents of erosion, are called sediments. So they are transported and deposited by wind and water and many other factors. They are compressed and hardened to form layer of rocks. Obviously, when they will deposit at some particular place, they will keep depositing. So the upper ones will put pressure on the lower ones. Because of this compression, this lead to formation of sedimentary rocks. Obviously, it will be stratified because one layer will be formed, then next layer will be formed, then other layer will be formed. So because of compaction, we have different layers formed at different times. And also because we have many plants, animals and microbes dying, so they also form a layer, like calcareous rocks can be formed because of bone mass. Because the flesh gets degraded, only bone is left, so it forms calcium carbonate or limestone mass, you can say. Okay, so they are non-crystalline, obviously, and the examples are sandstone, limestone and shale. Now when these plants, animals get decomposed over a long period of times under huge pressure, they form into coal and petroleum. Coal is from plants and petroleum is from animals. Okay, so let's move ahead. You can see the stratification here that I'm talking about. See the different kind of layers we see in this. So now coming to the metamorphic rocks. Now metamorphic rocks are obviously formed from igneous or sedimentary rocks, which get transformed under tremendous heat and pressure. The point to note here: heat causes rock to change, its visibility and its type changes, and it gets sort of uniform type of thing. The pressure also rocks to crush. So these form, this kind of rock is formed, and these rocks are foliated. You see the bands here. These bands are formed due to heat and pressure. Previously, the stratification in the sedimentary rocks was formed due to compaction. Here it is due to heat and pressure. Okay, so let's move ahead. Now some examples of metamorphic rocks which has formed from igneous or sedimentary. Now clay, limestone, granite, shale and coal, these are either igneous or sedimentary. Here only granite is igneous, rest all are sedimentary rocks, as I've already told you. Now clay forms into slate, limestone forms into marble that you use in your house, sandstone changes into quartzite, granite changes into gneiss, G is silent here, shale forms into schist, coal into graphite. You need to remember this because this can be asked in pre-exams. Okay, so let's move ahead. This is the summary of the thing. Igneous is formed from melting of rocks in hot deep crust and upper mantle. Because the magma solidifies, it crystallizes and forms igneous rocks. Now weathering and erosion of rocks exposed at surface leads to movement of from one place to another of these small particles, small stones, etc., or that are called sediments, and they deposit and get buried and hence get lithified to form sedimentary rocks. Now the metamorphic ones are those igneous and sedimentary rocks which get treated by extreme heat and pressure, and hence they change their form and hence recrystallize into the solid state of new minerals, which are called metamorphic. So now coming to the rock cycle. Rock cycle is the cycle of formation of rocks, erosion of rocks, deposition of rocks. So this goes on again and again and again. So I will explain you this with the help of this diagram. First of all, due to heat inside the earth, melting of rocks takes place. These rocks get melted, and due to extreme pressure inside and also due to the movement of earth's plates, the magma moves up. When it moves up, if it reaches the surface and a volcanic eruption occurs, it forms volcanic rocks. Otherwise, it forms plutonic or intrusive rocks. Okay. So now when this extrusive or intrusive rocks gets weathered by coming into contact with exogenetic forces, it moves with the help of wind, water, and glaciers and animals. So it gets eroded and gets transported to various places in the rivers and gets sedimented in the ocean. So over the period of time, it gets buried and compacted. Animals, plants die, they also get buried and compacted. So they form sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks further lead to formation of metamorphic rocks due to extreme heat and pressure. And when these plates move, the metamorphic rocks again come towards the mantle, upper mantle, or what we call in the lithosphere. So here it experience heat again, extreme heat, which melts these metamorphic rocks or sedimentary rocks, and again this cycle continues. Okay. So thank you everyone. I hope you would have liked this short video on rocks and rock cycle. Please like, comment and subscribe to www.decipheris.com, and please like our Facebook page as shown below.